going to talk about the Simone Biles Riley Gaines incident now. Now, I was a fan of Simone Biles ever since the beginning. Ever since, right around the time she became an elite. Now, elite in gymnastics, you have 11 levels 1 through 10, and elite. Mogiano was the youngest elite at 10. You mostly have elite at 15, 16. Those are the collegiate girls, the Olympic girls, all the big names. What you see on TV, that's all that shit. Now, Biles' entire life has so far been one big contradiction. And this hypocrisy, I saw it years ago. I'll explain. Biles was born to a drug addict. Her and her sister were adopted by their grandparents and raised in a mansion. Now, if a high school were to do a gymnastics team, that high school would spend more money on gymnastics than every other sport combined. Okay? You have floor and vault for both genders, parallel bars, beam for women, high bar, parallel bar, pommel horse, and rings for men. Now, that's what you see on TV. Behind the scenes, you have exercise bikes, treadmills, acro, yoga, nutrition, saunas, massage therapists, physical therapists, all that shit behind closed doors. You ever see a 12-year-old girl open a bag? What's in my gym bag? There's more shit in that gym bag than I make in a week. Okay, it's a very expensive sport. Simone got the money from her grandparents, living in a mansion, going to the lessons. Yes, she had to work for that, I'm not gonna lie, but it was funded by them. Okay? Now, in 2020, I began to notice Simone's hypocrisy. There was a link tree for BLM. I unfollowed every celebrity that posted it. Sign this petition to defund the police. Sign this petition to defund that. One petition said, sign a petition and release every prisoner over 55 from prison. Who molested Simone Biles? Larry Nassar. He was 50, 60 when he went into prison. So, if this petition would have come to fruition, every single guy in prison over 55 would leave prison. At the time, Manson is alive, Unabomber is alive, Son of Sam is still alive, the guy that shot John Lennon. So this fucking petition is to get everyone out of prison for being too old. Now, granted, it's not gonna happen, but you still circle the petition. One petition was like, but a website about how to spot undercover cops, how to protect people's identities during a riot. No, don't videotape their face. Don't talk to police. So you have terrorists that are burning down black neighborhoods, and Simone is supporting them. Black people who came from the hood had to build themselves up, work their whole lives. Their stores are burned down. Their home, their neighborhoods are burned down, and Simone supports that. And a lot of the celebrities did too. Union Ivy Tower. That's when I unfollowed. I said, you know what, I'm done with her. She's done. That's it. Bye. I called for have her medals taken away. I called for have her kicked out of the sport. No one listened, obviously, but I still called for it. Then 2021 came along. 2021, because the Olympics were the later year. 2021, Simone stumbles on vault. Drops out. Team goes on without her. Team wins silver. She accepts it. She accepted a medal that she didn't earn. And she was unforgiving it to her. Now, back in the day, if one Olympian dropped out, the whole team could have been disqualified. They understood if you broke your leg and your bone came through your skin, okay? They understood if you had a phone call that your mother was in a car accident and paralyzed and you had to phone immediately. But unless you had a catastrophic failure in your life, if you just dropped out of the sport, they disqualified the entire team. It didn't happen to the Americans. The Americans went on, won silver. She took their medal that they earned without her. Bullshit. Disgusting. And when she took that medal, That's an her bitch with me. You drop out of the sport. You just drop out of the competition. And yet you take the medal that you didn't earn. That's when I realized what a selfish bitch she was. Yes. Now, the Riley Gaines incident. Riley Gaines is a collegiate gymnast. A collegiate swimmer. Okay? This guy, William Thomas, the 500th best swimmer in his hometown, becomes the woman. Now he's like the third best in the world. He tied with Riley Gaines. They say, you know what? You can touch the trophy, but she has to get it because of political correctness. But it got worse. Not only was she competing against the biological man, she went into the locker room, turned around, his dick is there. Boom. Full dick. Now, when I was younger, if I went into a locker room and showed a girl my dick, I would have went to prison. But now, well, she can show Riley her dick because she's a woman too. Great. So now Simone is attacking Riley Gaines, body shaming Riley Gaines, belittling the fact that she was sexually exposed. And I'm like, wait a minute. You were molested. Riley didn't insult you. Okay? You said years ago on Twitter that thank God you had to compete against boys. Riley didn't attack you. Riley was actually a fan of Simone's. Riley followed Simone on social media. Okay? So this girl supports you. I do too. But then when she says, I don't want to compete against men, I want to compete against women, all of a sudden she's a bigot and a homophobe and a transphobe and all this other bullshit. Okay? Simone Biles is absolute garbage. Okay? She's absolute garbage. Okay? Lives in an Ivy Tower, supports terrorists that burn down black neighborhoods, attacks women for their body, attacks women that don't want to compete against men, even though she doesn't want to. Total fucking hypocrite. Now, there's a group of people on YouTube, you probably saw them, acro, gymnastics, cheer, contortion. Okay, they have 1 million followers. They do videos alone, videos together, collaborations, blah, blah, blah. Sophie Dossi, world-class contortionist, world record holder. She opened up a facility in LA. It wasn't burnt to the ground. And before the facility opens, she invites a British guy gymnast over. This British guy gymnast comes to her gym, and Sophie tries the pommel horse. She can't pick herself up on it. Sophie tries the rings. She has to stand on his back in order to get to the rings, and then she can't pull herself up. The guy gymnast invites the Ripke twins to his gym in Britain. Ripke twins. Contortion, gymnastics, acro, dance. Okay, good athletes in their own right. They go to Britain, and they're doing the parallel bars. They have to stand on his back in order to get to the parallel bars. So, the men's events, okay, the 4 events that are for men only, pommel horse, rings, high bar, and parallel bars. A woman needs to stand on a man's back just to reach the event, let alone pull herself up and do the event. Shawn Johnson saw a few years ago men, just for fun, were doing the women's events, just for the hell of it. 1 Olympic gold medal, 4 silver medals. I can't do that. So if the women and men compete in the women's events, the men's bodies can do more than the women's bodies can. If the women compete in the men's events, 3 out of 6 events, women need to stand on a man's back to reach the event. And yet Simone's gonna body shame and LGBTQI shame Riley Gaines. Let me tell you about Simone. Total fucking hypocrite, total fucking waste.